Hey Sarah, how are you? How's it going? How's everything, Sarah? I wonder if anyone's gonna come on tonight. I just decided to pop on. I didn't know if anyone was gonna come on. Hi, Annie. Annie, want to come on and talk? Annie, want to come on and talk? What do you think, Annie? You gonna talk tonight, or you're not gonna talk again? Oh boy, Steve's here. Annie, you want to come on? Say how you doing. I'll send you the link if you want to come on. Someone got to talk to me. It's good to hear, Sarah. Annie, there's a link. Come on. Chit chat. Talk with your old pal B to the I to the N to the O. How you doing? Forget about it. My neighborhood's really loud. People with those cars, with those loud mufflers going up and down the street. I don't know what to talk about today. I feel like cringe at the sound of my voice. I don't care, Annie. Annie, come on. Just click the void. Eh? Just, oh, who cares? Who cares? Listen to me. I sound like an old shoe salesman or something. Maybe Linksy will come on tonight. I know Linksy will come on and talk. Marley probably went to sleep, right? He's got to go to work in the morning. But how was everybody's day? Everyone have a good day? I had a really good day. I had a really good day. I watched football. My Jets beat the Giants, even though it's preseason. But hey, to me, it still matters. I'm drinking a nice spot of tea. My cat is acting all crazy as usual. Um. Oh, so I actually saw a little bit more about that all in with Ari girl there, the one that was saying she was homeless, living in her car. She's actually putting out more videos now because she was called out on about not being homeless. So now she's deciding to make care packages for people. Marley, what's up, girl? The link is right there, Marley. I need someone to talk to. Click the link. I'll do it again if you can't see it. Hold on. My girl Marley's here. My internet YouTube girlfriend. Here you go, Sugar Blossom. There's the link for you. There's the link for you, Sugar Blossom. How you doing? I know you probably can't stay long because you got to work in the morning, but how you doing? How you doing, Marley? How you doing, Marley? Marley Cakes. Marley, you gonna click the link? You gonna come on or what? Marley. You texted Lixie? Oh, you got her number to text her? Sarah? Look at you people all collaborating outside of YouTube with each other. I noticed Jill didn't come on tonight, huh? Here's my girl Marley. Gotta add her to the stream.
Did it work?
What's up, girl? How you doing?
I'm trying to find the tablet. Do you know where I put it? The tablet.
So you can text too?
Yeah.
Oh. Did you see what Steven said? You're the apple of his eye? My apple of my eye. My eye, Marley.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit. Oh, shucks. Oh,
I'm
shucks.
trying to get.
Oh, shucks. Shucks.
I hit my toe. Okay. Hold on, I'm trying to get in the thing so I can see the words.
You see hi to us. Sarah said hi. She said hi, Marley.
Hey, Sarah.
How you doing? How was your
And
chat tonight? How was your live tonight?
it was good.
Yeah.
Nobody put their name on there and then left like sometimes.
Oh,
You
really?
know,
What?
sometimes how they
They
get on there, they get on the list, but then they
and then they
don't want
bounce.
to
Yeah.
wait.
Then yeah, they
Yeah.
bounce. They bounce. Nobody got no patience no more. That's the problem. Nobody got no patience. Nobody wants to wait for nothing.
Is that the apple of my eye?
Yeah, oh yeah. I told him he emailed me and said why was he banned yesterday. I said you won't be banned if you keep it normal and don't act all cuckoo. And he promises he wouldn't. So
Okay.
he said he didn't feel that he deserved to be banned for making a joke. I said,
I
well, you
didn't
kind of
do it.
creeped her out. I said,
Well,
well, you kind of creeped her out.
I'm good. Ow.
You got to watch out for that ant. You got that trigger finger. Bang! So get him out of here quick. You cross the line, ant's taking you out. So how was your day? What'd you do today for Sunday Funday? Today's Sunday Funday. How you doing?
It's Sunday Funday. I hate Sunday.
You don't like Sunday? What's your favorite day?
Friday at like 7:30 p.m.
Why 7:30 p.m. on Friday? That's kind of
Because I get off at 5 and like that gives
oh.
me enough time to like, you know, I don't know.
You don't know. It's all right. Who doesn't know, right?
Well, I hate Sunday. It's depressing.
Well, not
Ow.
really. If you find
I don't
something to
like
do
my
or find somewhere,
job.
if you find something to do or somewhere to go. Oh, you don't like Sunday because Monday's coming after it, right? That's why you don't like
Yeah,
Sunday
that's exactly why. Because
because
I
you know
don't,
Monday's coming. Yeah, yeah.
and I don't really like my job anymore. Like I've lost my interest in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for real, yo.
Hey, for real. Hey, wake up, wake up. How are you? Wake up, wake up. How you doing?
And
If
if
ever,
anybody wants to come on here, I'll get off and let y'all talk, and I'll just get in the chat. So,
why? We can have more than
because
one
I'm
person.
boring.
We can have more than one person talking up here. But yeah, but I need someone to talk with. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. So I'm the co-pilot. But if
Yeah, you're my
anybody else
co-pilot.
wants to come on,
You're my co-pilot. Hey, if everybody can like the video, please, I would appreciate that.
I did it.
I know you did. Of course you did, Marley, Marl. Wake up time. Do you want to come on and talk? I'll put the link in there
Oh,
if you
that's
want
a
to.
cool name. Wake Up Time 369, like the Nikola Tesla stuff.
Hey, I don't know what that means, but yeah.
You don't know Nikola Tesla?
I know who Tesla is. Yeah, I know who
Okay.
Tesla is. He was the inventor of electricity, actually.
He says that
Edison gets
if
the credit, but he didn't do it.
it's something like this, I'm probably going to get the words wrong, but he says that everything in the universe, you need to think of everything in terms of energy, vibration, and the third thing.
Hey, this is a kids' show. We're not talking about any vibrations now, all right? Relax yourself. Right over your head, didn't
Not anymore.
it?
I'm talking about the
I know
way
what you meant. I know what you meant. Vibrations. I know what you meant.
you
I gotta make
can't.
I gotta make a joke here and there. You know. It wouldn't be me if I wasn't making jokes, right? How
Okay,
you
I
doing?
got it.
All right, how you doing? Hopefully we get some people in here. But there's a link. I put the link in. If someone wants to chat, they can come up and speak their piece.
Otherwise, y'all got to listen to me.
Steven, I would love to get you on here, Steven. Why don't you click the link?
Yeah, Steven,
I
come
would
on.
love to get you on here to
Me
listen to
too.
what you got to say, Steve.
That's
So
right.
click that
Let's
link,
do it.
Steve.
I need some excitement in my life. I got to go to work tomorrow, y'all. I'm the one that gives everybody advice online. I need y'all's advice. How am I going to deal with this? I wish y'all had some cards. Is he going to come on?
I don't know. I asked to come on.
So what did y'all do today?
I told you I watched football, and then I after football, I cooked a nice steak and some onion rings and had a nice dinner. So that was nice. Steven said, "I'm at my job, so I can't." All right, Steve's at work, so he can't come on.
Okay.
You must got a good job, Steve, if you can sit in here and listen to us chatting while you're working.
I did that at work the other day.
You did, didn't you? You did, didn't you? That's
Yep.
right, you did. I forgot about that. Yeah, you did. That's right. You could, it's like you could take Beano anywhere. You can take Beano to work. You can take Beano to lunch. You could take Beano to bed if you wanted to. I
You can't help it. You're a man, right?
can't help it at all.
And I think it's like anxiety in general. Do you do that, Ann? Whenever you work, like I get bored. Like I don't know.
You get bored.
Yeah, like my job feels like it's so routine and monotonous.
Do you like it when you get the paycheck?
Yeah,
That's all that matters.
but you're supposed to do something you love.
No, you're right. You are. You're right.
You
You're
know
right.
what I would love to do if
I
I
didn't
was
like
like
my
in a
job. I didn't
if
like
I was
cleaning
in
toilets.
yeah, but if I was in a dream world, do you want to know what my dream world job would be?
I
So,
definitely want to know what your Dream World job will be.
okay. So, I already got a Facebook page for it, but it never became real because I'm in a small town and it didn't work. But
Where is
I
this
would have
going?
so so it will be a store, okay? Like an old-timey looking store, and it would be called Woke Wood. All right? And it would be all this antique furniture that I like get from all these random like flea markets and stuff. Probably stuff people really don't want, but it's got to be real wood so I can sand it down and refinish it and make it look cool.
Oh, you wanna sand down like antiques and refinish them
Yeah,
up?
so I have a Facebook page where I done like a couple
Yeah.
things like that for fun, and I sold them or whatever, but it takes me forever to finish one because I'm slow at it. But another thing is where I live, if I had a store, I wouldn't be able to turn out enough stuff for it to be a true, you know, thing. But like if I was rich and I didn't have to work for money, I only had to do it just to keep myself entertained, then I would live off of my rich money and have my store.
There's actually a store near my house, and it's called Burnt Wood, and they like make like wood furniture, everything wood, but like they torch it, like they burn it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
talking
wood
about.
burning. I love wood burning.
There's this store. It's Sarah. It's right in Century Plaza, next to TJ Maxx. You know what I'm talking about?
So they could give me a spot in their store and it could be my little spot with the repainted stuff. See, but you live in a big place. I live in a little place.
Steven says he whittles wood.
That's
Okay.
cool, but I can't do that. I'd probably cut my toe off or something.
You'd cut your toe off whittling wood. Oh, Sarah, see,
Probably.
see, Sarah knows where it is. Yeah, it's the burnt wood store. They always got wood out in front, like tables and like chairs. They made out of tree stumps and stuff. It's pretty cool, actually. Some of the stuff they got. I never went inside, but when I drive by, I see it.
Yeah, I love old furniture. I like old everything, like antique stuff.
My mother was big into antiques. Actually, my brother and his wife have it still. My mother had it from the 1910s, one of the first tens or 20s. I'm not sure. It was one of the first Singer sewing machines with the metal foot pedal. It said Singer in it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And they have the cool table. It's like
yeah,
iron.
yeah. My brother and his wife have it. That was my mom's forever. My mother had
Well,
that.
my grandma, she died and she had a wood burning stove. She didn't actually cook with it, but my grandpa, she got he got pissed she got pissed off at him one time, and so she loved antiques, and so for him to make up for him being a dickhead, a bad person,
You can swear. It's all right.
Sorry.
I'm not monetized yet, so you can swear all you want.
Okay, I didn't mean to do that, but anyway, he bought her this wood burning stove, and so I have it in my living room. And so whenever we were building our house, I wanted to use it like as decoration, but make it like a heater, make it electric, But I never did that, but I have it still.
Uh, Well, actually, in my basement, when I bought my house, it's not hooked up, but there's a wood burning stove down there in the
It's
basement.
an old timey one.
Yeah, it's one of the old
So
wood
you
burning.
could take it and like get someone that knows how to do it, put like an electric heater in it, and it could be like in your living room as the focal point, and you can make a heater out of it.
When I buy another house, a bigger house, I'm going to take it and I'm going to use it for probably a decorative piece. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because like you could still have a central heat and air, but I'm just saying for looks, you could have like the inside of it to look like it had coals in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah. You get the insert like thing, and it like looks like it's.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know
exactly.
what
Like
you're
they
talking about.
have the fireplaces that are electric,
Yeah, they have the insert. Looks like
and it has the
flames.
little mantle and stuff like that.
Yeah, it looks like it has flames in it. Sometimes some you can get like a gas insert, and it looks like it's actually burning wood.
What is it, Boo? Hold, I gotta ask her something.
Go ahead.
Yeah, if it'll. Let's see if it'll reach. I'm coming.
Wake up time. What's going on? Wake up time. Sarah, did Linksy get back to you?
Who's the other tarot reader? I wanted to subscribe to her channel, and I can't remember her tarot name. It's not
Oh, Jill. Yeah, Jill. It's right here. I'll type it in the room for you so you can see what it
okay.
is.
Oh, it was cool today. I actually read for a tarot reader on my chat.
Well, you know what tarot. You know how to spell tarot, but it's Neifong Pei Tarot. I messed up on
Nafong.
tarot.
Okay, I got it.
I messed up on tarot. How to spell it on tarot?
Nafong
Pei Tarot.
Pay Tarot. I'm gonna subscribe so I can watch her stuff. I did some monthly readings and they were so boring. If you're still in here, you need to go listen to them and give me a real friend's advice and tell me what I need to do because they're boring.
Wake up time's eating grapes. Oh, there's a question for you,
Grapes.
Marley. There's a question for you, Marley.
Yes, I do. I always feel intimidated because I think they're gonna probably read the
Critique
cards
your work.
differently and they're gonna see what comes out. Yeah, but everybody reads them differently anyway, so I guess I shouldn't do that.
I
I
wouldn't worry
think we
about
read
it.
them based on the experiences we've been in.
Well, you know what I notice is everyone that reads, they translate cards differently. Not everyone translate the cards the
Yeah,
same way. You know what I mean?
right. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I
You
guess
want to
it's
know what still is
all on how
hard
you
for me?
take it.
But it's still hard for me to figure this out. So the answer to manifesting a successful relationship on a vibrational level is being happy alone. What in the hell? Like, how is that? From my human perspective, that's hard for me to get.
Yeah, I don't understand what to being happy being alone. I mean, me personally, I don't mind being alone. I've been single for so long that it doesn't bother me. You know, I mean,
Yeah,
at the end of the day, you always would like to meet somebody that you could share your life with, and but I don't know.
well,
It's tough to find.
what I'm saying, being happy, being alone, is like you're good if you are, and you're good either way. It's like it really doesn't matter. I'm to the point where I couldn't even imagine my life with somebody because I'm so programmed towards like not being with somebody. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, it does.
I can't even imagine it. Like I just can't even. It just I don't know.
Hey, wake up time. If you want to talk, just click that link. Come on and talk. You can talk with us. Absolutely, we'd love to have you. Talk about anything you
Yes.
want.
You gonna come on?
Talk about anything you want. So we got Sarah over here. We got wake up time. No Linksy though, but it could be really her. She's in Asia, so her times might be really off.
Oh, is she the one that was on here yesterday?
Yeah, yeah, Linksria.
She was sweet.
She is a nice kid. She really is.
So where
All
is
right, here's wake up time. She's gonna come on with us. Let me add her to.
okay?
Let me add her to the
Hi.
stream. How are you? Wake up
Hi
time.
there. You can hear me okay?
I hear you fine.
All right, awesomeness. Um, so what I wanted to say about that, just briefly, is because everything is energy, and we are energy, the whole universe is energy. Energy cannot be created or destroyed, but it can be transformed from one form to another. So we are vibrational beings. The universe has a vibration that we line up with. So the thing is that, and if you really think about it, all of your thoughts really do. Your thoughts produce the emotions, and your thoughts actually do create your world. Things you think about do actually come to you a lot of times. So it's you can look at the universe as kind of like this, like your thoughts and emotions are boomerangs. So whatever you throw back out there can only come back to you. So if when we ask for things, of course, there's a contrast in life. There's something that we don't have, or something that we don't like the way a situation is. So that's why we're asking for something. And so it is a knowing that you are of this universe. You're a vibrational, energetic being. So whatever it is that you want, our energy creates our world. So you have to know, if I want to be with someone and I want a particular type of person, then you have to know that just because you put that in the universe, it's going to happen. So that's the reason for being happy without what it is that you asked for. If the only thing that brings you joy and happiness is the evidence of what you're asking for, you're never going to get it that way. You got to find a way to walk in that knowing and actually feel good before you get what it is. Because again, it's a boomerang. So if I'm happy, then the universe can only send me more things to be happy about. And if I've already put out there that this special person is another thing that I would be happy about, the universe has no choice but to send that to you. Now, when it comes to things like money and people, when you're trying to manifest, there has to be an understanding that the universe can only send you what you're vibrationally ready for, what you vibrationally align to. So when it comes to that person, sometimes you're going to get a special person, and that'll be the special person that'll come in and awaken you to get you ready for that real one. So sometimes you don't get the $20,000 that you wanted because you're not vibrationally ready for that, but you'll get the 2,000 to prepare you to see, oh, my manifestations do work, and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that with it, to prepare you for what it's going to be like when you do get that 20,000. So we're just vibrations. The universe has a vibration, and all of the things that we want, they're kind of like all your thoughts and wants, they're kind of like floating around in this vortex, and you have to energetically line up with the things that you want, which is really it's really just being happy. And it's not as simple as I'm making it sound, because we have a tendency to focus on what is. Because what is what made you ask for something in the first place. And so you have to know that, okay, I've discovered what is, I don't like it. I'm putting it out into the universe that I want something different. And you have to know that what it is that you want is coming. So if you know that it's coming, there's no reason to be unhappy. And I look at it like this: you win either way. If you're happy about the current state that you in because you know that it's going to change, you're happy. And so you're not walking around looking at what is and being upset about it and projecting all this negativity. Even if you don't get a manifestation, at least you're not walking around miserable. But that is, and just from personal experience, being able to manifest things like money right before my eyes and stuff like that, like the stuff actually really works, and I didn't, I believed it to a degree, but it was just like, it's like, wow, you know? And so it's all about your emotion, and it's about how you feel. You know, if you feel like, everybody always does me wrong and always cheats on me, that next person that comes is going to cheat on you. That's the energy that you put out there. That's the vibration that you put out there. And that's why you got that.
Absolutely, I agree with that
Thank you.
100%. What you put out there is what you get. I totally agree with that. And if you don't have boundaries, like if you're going to allow someone to do that to you, you're going to keep attracting that same type of person. I 100%
Exactly.
Wake. I agree with that. That was well, but you perfectly put that. That was really, really good. Thank you.
Thank you for allowing me to speak.
Absolutely. I want people to speak. Hopefully that people can learn from that. You know what I mean? That's the whole idea of why doing this channel is that people can learn from things, you know?
Right, right. And that's like really like the basically a lot of the things that I talk about like on my channel, and I talk a lot about the healing, because the healing, the lack, those wounds in us, that's the reason why we allow people to treat us a certain way. And it's like a shadow that you're carrying around with you that you're just completely not aware of. And you don't even know why you would allow that, because it's a thing like, I feel good about myself. I do have self worth. So why did I let this person, treat me this way? What was within me? And so usually everything, it's always something in childhood, because we're the most open and most able to absorb the world then. And so we don't even realize how one small thing, somebody calling us ugly or making fun of our nose or something.
Triggers.
Yeah, we can carry that for the rest of our lives and feel insecure about your nose, about your smile, about your
Exactly.
looks, and not even realize, that you've been like carrying that and letting these old things depict how you actually feel about yourself.
Absolutely. Absolutely. People's words can, they can trigger anything.
Oh
Um,
yeah, words hurt.
and it's true. And knowing your self worth is a huge thing. Like me, I
Yes,
live by the motto: I know my self worth, and I refuse to give anyone any discounts. You know what I mean? Because
that's right.
I know my worth.
That's right.
Marley, what do you think about that?
I'm just so thankful, and this is like blowing my mind over here because I needed it. I was struggling today, so I needed to hear all that.
So we see, there was a reason why I came online. There was a reason why Wake came in here, and there you go. See, we help
Thank
each other.
you.
Yeah. You guys are very welcome. Very welcome.
Wake, I did not know you had a channel. I'm gonna have to definitely subscribe to that now.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Got
like
some
to hear
pretty.
positive things. Positive things are always great because I believe that the more positive things you can think of, the more positive things you do. It just brings positivity into your life. Like you said earlier, if you put out negativity, you're only going to get negative back.
Mhm.
You have to live your life positive. I'm very confident. I'm very positive about things I do. You have to be. You have to be because if you don't have any confidence or any positivity in your life, you're going to get shit. Let's be honest.
Yeah, everything and everybody that comes around you. And a lot of times, you get all these crappy people around. It's really just the universe's way of, calling you to a higher vibration, calling you to wake up to your own
Do
self
you
worth, too.
believe that the universe puts you on a path of kind of like protection, kind of, or being alone whenever you're changing
Oh, yeah,
vibrations?
absolutely.
Because that's what I feel like has been happening to me for like a year.
Absolutely. And, the universe is always working out for you and for your good. And when it does come to like awakening and healing, we do need to isolate ourselves, because a lot of times we don't even realize how toxic, the people around us are, and how they trigger us on a daily basis, but when it's time to go within, it's going within you. So no one else is involved in that process. When it comes to healing yourself, nobody else is involved in that. It's just you. So, yes, the universe being as how it works for you at all times, yes, it will structure your life and move people away. You don't even have to do anything, they'll just fall off, fall away, you know.
Well, I
Especially when
had
you,
like ultimate tower moments a couple
yep.
years ago. Like it started with, okay, my job. So me and my ex-husband, we had a business together. I left with this shirt on my back and my kids, and so I lost my house and my job and everything. in a matter of like a week. And
Hmm.
so I don't know. It's just, it was like it was all snatched out away from me. And now I'm just finding peace, but I'm just really isolated, you know? I mean, like,
Yeah.
I don't really have like a big group of people around me at all.
Well, I'm hoping that this channel can be. I don't know if what night I'll do it on, that we can have like a discussion thing like that, and it can help people that are going through things, you know. And it's funny what Wake, you were talking about toxic people being around you and stuff like that. I'm a firm believer in rotten fruit will fall by itself. You know what I mean?
Yep.
They'll
Yep.
eliminate themselves out of your life.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so what you were going through, is termed the dark night of the soul. You
Yes, and
know,
I'm barely like starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel, and like literally me doing the tarot thing, it only started from an unhealthy obsession that I had with the tarot, because I was like obsessed with some random ass connection, and now that I look back, I'm like, what the heck was I thinking? You know, this
right?
person that was like in my energy, I couldn't get them out of my energy. It was very unhealthy. Now it's like I can't even see myself going forward with anybody because I've just been by myself so long. I mean, it's just weird. I don't know.
Yeah, and this is the time in life where that person is gonna end up coming along. It's always when you're not, looking for it,
Exactly.
and you find a certain peace,
I have a
and
peace and I have a routine, and I'm like, I'm able to financially take care of myself. I'm independent, not in a bad way, but I'm saying it's like peaceful to know that, and I'm actually not worried about not being able to pay my bills. But I really don't have any interest, and I kind of worry about that sometimes because I'm like, is that normal? I'm 37. I'm not like, but I don't even have an interest. Like,
yeah, it does get like that. Are you an empath?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, because I was gonna say you sound like it. As far as like the isolation and stuff, that's just something that
Like
we
if I
go
go
through.
out shopping, okay, and I live in a small town in Georgia, but if I go to the town over, which has like a mall and stuff, take my kids school shopping, that's an example of the last time I can think of this. I have to literally recharge from the experience.
Hmm. Yes, you're so drained afterwards. Yes,
Yes.
I'm drained and irritable.
Yes.
It's like get me out of the store.
I'm
Get me
I'm
away
a
from these
hermit
people.
Scorpio. That's what I am. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is true though. That definitely does happen. But yeah, I mean, when you, I mean, I don't know. You get to a point in your life, like I'm at a point in my life where I know I have things going for me. I've come a long way from where I was. We talked about that last night, and I have to wait for the right person because I'm not just going to settle anymore. I have to, it has to be right. If I
Yeah.
once I see red flags now, that's it. I got back off.
And that is the best place to be. That is truly knowing your worth and knowing what you want and what you deserve and standing up for yourself. And it does, it's a process. If you're not always that way, it is a process to get to that place, knowing your boundaries with people and standing firm in them. And despite how you may feel about a person, or what connection you may feel to them, still being firm, in your boundaries and in your self worth. That was a very, hard learned lesson for me, that actually took a really long time to learn, because it was just a shadow that I didn't know. And I
You
had a
know
like
what?
a,
One of my faults, and I see it now, but my faults are I'm a fixed sign, so I blame it
hmm
on that, which is
yeah,
not a good excuse, but it's my excuse. But so whenever I have invested a lot of time and energy into a connection, like a romantic connection or a friend or anything, I stick with it in an unhealthy way. And
hmm
then when I finally do let it go, I let it go. But dang, in the process, what it
oh yeah,
takes for me to let it go, I hold
oh,
on to stuff way too long. So it's almost like maybe that's a protective mechanism, me saying, okay, I'm not going to have anybody else, because when I do get that person or pick that person, oh God, what it's going to take to release them. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right. And I get it. I'm a fixed sign as well, and my my rising sign is fixed as well. So so yeah, I'm Leo Sun, Scorpio rising. So I'm, definitely you can post me on the wall, fixed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
And
stay
I
there.
wish I didn't have so much freaking Scorpio. I'm a Scorpio sun, Scorpio moon, Scorpio Venus, and Sag rising.
Oh,
My God.
wow, you poor thing.
I got you both beat. I'm on the Cancer Leo cusp with a lot of
Oh,
fire, and I don't even act like a Cancer. You don't know what you are when you're Cancer Leo cusper because you
yeah.
go from one high to one low. It's crazy.
Yep. Yes. Yes. Very, very like almost unstable.
Unpredictable, very unpredictable. You never know what I'm going to
Yes.
go.
Yes, absolutely. But yeah, I think yeah, that may be a defense mechanism, that you're using, like really kind of not wanting anyone in because, and I
And I
and
feel
I,
like
I
I've
can
come so far with now that I've
right,
been on this is the only time I've ever been alone in my adult life this past couple years, you know? And so now I'm like, I'm good. I don't actually have to have a person. And then I don't want them to mess up my vibe anymore. Like,
right.
I don't know.
Well, it's the thing is that in those lessons that you've learned and that awareness that you have of yourself now, it's knowing, okay, this is what I do. So if you can at least be aware of your behavior, you can change it. You can stop it sometimes, before it happens. You can remind yourself, okay, I'm getting a little too much into this person. I'm getting too clingy. Let me back up. And a lot of that is when you're an empath. And so that this is what I'm talking about like the shadows and the shadow work. You have to ask yourself, why do I feel a need to cling and hold on to people, that a situation or a person that does not serve me well? And a
Mm-hmm.
lot of times when you're an empath, we have this need to heal, and we are drawn to people. We're drawn to heal those that have the same hurt in them. And I look back over my life, and it's like literally every friend and every relationship all had mother issues. And I created these trauma bonds with people, and I would see these broken things and broken wings, and I want to run through and save them. And I did that because I really wanted deep down for somebody to come and save me from myself. But the thing
Yeah.
was that I always knew that I was stronger and I would eventually heal. I had a certain insight, and I always knew that I was the only thing standing in my own way. All of these other people that have come in my life, they were completely broken and disconnected. And so it was like,
And they weren't aware, but I
no, they
always
weren't.
pulled the ones that weren't aware,
Yes,
man.
because you want to fix, because you want to bring them to the awareness that you have. And in helping them, it does heal you, in some respects,
That's
and
literally
so,
why I do tarot. It's because it has helped me transmute the energy of the
yep,
heartbreak by
yep.
helping other people. That's the only
Yep.
reason why I do it.
But that's what you got to do, with those wounds and those scars. If you get cut very, very deep, it is gonna leave a scar, and it'll leave a scar that you can actually see. And so what we have to learn is to coexist, with those traumas and those scars, meaning that we don't let the trauma and the scars depict how we move through life, how we treat people, how we view ourselves. That is healing right there. To heal means to make well or sound again. So yeah, you got the scar, but every time you look at it, you don't have to burst into tears and remember the moment that you were stabbed. Your
Yeah.
muscles are going to carry that memory as well. And just because your muscles remember it and you remember, it doesn't mean that every single person you see with a knife is going to actually stab you. You
Right.
know,
They
and
always say that when you get in this energy, I've heard people that I really look up to say this. Usually the person will come in when you least expect it and probably at a very inconvenient
yep,
time.
yep, that's how
That
it
is
Yeah.
goes.
true. That is absolutely true. That is absolutely true, and that's that's another thing too. Like what Wake was just saying. Not not everyone you see with a knife is going to stab you. It's true, but to get yourself to the point where you're not triggered, that's the tough part. That is the tough part.
Right. That's the tough part.
Absolutely.
And that's where the transmutation of the energy kind of comes in, where you can take, I just always, I knew God told me when I was 10 years old that all the crappy stuff that I had experienced for the last 10 years, it would be over when I was 40. I was actually shown my life and some of the things I would go through. But what I was told is that I was going to help people. And that was why I was going through these things. And so from that moment on in life, I took everything almost with like this grain of salt, knowing that okay, this is just part of my growing process. I'm going to be able to help people, and I think that a lot of times some things happen to us because we do need to learn how to heal ourselves so that we can teach others. Each one teach one, and you can teach by literally just being an example, of that healing. That self-love. Self-love is divine love because it's unconditional love, and that is divine love. We got light, we got darkness in us, and it's loving the whole of you. I love my darkness because it balances my light.
You
I
I
got
have to
can't.
plenty
have
of that.
because you can't have light without darkness. It's true. It's
Exactly. I
absolutely the
can't.
truth.
I can't just be all love and light. I gotta have a balance. And so learning to love that dark side. Now it is a free will choice. What energy I choose to be in, what I choose to present to the world. But just because I don't walk in my darkness doesn't mean that I don't acknowledge it, appreciate it, and love it for the
Exactly.
balance that it
Doesn't
brings.
mean it's not there. Doesn't mean it's
Right.
still not there.
Right. And that darkness can protect you sometimes when
Absolutely.
when
You
you
know
need
that.
it. So
I'm
yeah.
so glad I came on here today.
Yeah, me too.
I'm gonna have to look
I'm
up your
glad you both
channel.
came on. You kidding me? I'm glad you both came on. This is great stuff right here. I love talking about stuff like this because hopefully someone's listening that it can help. Like maybe it's you, Marley. You needed to hear this today. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
Ann is agreeing with everything Wake is saying over there. I feel poor Ann's out of it. I wish Ann would get on the microphone and talk with us.
That's awesome. Awesome. This is what I love.
But no, it's true. You have to have. You can't just have all light. You have to light. If you have light, you have to have darkness. It balances itself out. Which was with anything, it has to balance itself out. Good, bad. Good, evil, whatever. Whatever you want to call it.
Yep. That's life, and it's a beautiful thing, once you get to, you go through all the mud, you know, and
So
the
I've
dark
basically been
nights.
going through the dark night of the soul, and that's why I've been alone for a year, basically. Like,
But you know what?
Yeah.
You will find somebody when the time is right. But like you said, it's going to happen when it's inconvenient, when you're not looking for it, and that's when it hits you, and you're never prepared for it. But you got to kind of make yourself prepared for when it does happen, because it will happen.
oh,
Yep. You're always getting ready to be ready, always preparing yourself, and you also, a lot of times, we're put by ourselves so that we can heal, so that there's not all these distractions that take us away from self, so that we can go within. And that's the only way to really be different, is actually to be aware of what needs to change. So if you have a certain pattern that you do in relationships, you have to get to the root of why it is that you do that, because otherwise it's harder to stop, because you have to stop from the heart space, not from the mind.
well, I
So
have finally got to the point where, okay, so I'm 90% sure that my husband that was 11 years was a narcissist based on, the definition and all that. But
right.
people do like to use that term loosely. So I'm not going to
Hmm.
say
People throw
that
that
he
around a
was.
lot lately. I was going to say that.
Well, I'm not going to say that he was for sure. I'm just going to say me and him mixed together made gas and fire, and it was pretty toxic.
Okay.
But I'm very, very thankful. And I used to not be now. I used to hold a lot of anger, but I am to the point now where I'm very thankful for the whole experience because it made me stronger. It made me realize my toxic traits. It taught me a lot about myself, if that makes sense.
Yes, that is so beautiful. That is when you know you've healed. When you
Absolutely.
can look back on the situation and not feel all of this emotion, about it, and you can appreciate it for the experience that it was that brought you to yourself. That's all people come and do. They
Because I
come and
feel
bring
like
you.
he was a near and dear soulmate in the fact that if he wouldn't have came in my life, I wouldn't be where I am right now as far as like my awareness and stuff because
Exactly.
he
Exactly.
triggered that in me, you know?
And that is the point, and I've talked about this before, about when you feel those connections and you're drawn to people. The purpose for those connections is so that you will have that person in your life, so that you can learn something. And then sometimes it's that test: have you healed? I'm going to throw another one of those connections, and are you going to latch on? Are you going to walk away from yourself in order to have that connection? But
Absolutely.
they sometimes our soulmates and our twin flames, I'm a twin flame, and I'm going to tell you, we came in real quick, awakened each other, and we're on our separate missions now, and it took me
And
a long time.
at some point it's going to come back together. It always does.
Exactly. And all in divine timing. And it took me probably a good 2 or 3 months of obsessing to like actually get to the place that I am now, where I can look back and I'm just like, whoa, I thought this whole thing sucked. I'm like, this is such a beautiful divine connection, just the energy of it. I appreciate like everything that I've learned in this. Only we could have awakened each other to this magnitude so quickly like this.
Absolutely.
I needed the twin flame, not a soulmate, because the soulmate is most likely the one I'm about to end up with and not the twin flame,
Well,
you know.
that's the thing too. Like a soulmate, soulmate can be a family member. It can be a
Right,
friend.
right,
It can be
right,
anything. A twin flame is that's what it is. But again,
right.
you learn more. Personally, me, I think you learn more when you go through the pain
Yep,
than if everything's all hunky dory and
yep,
good. Then you don't learn anything. You learn more
exactly.
from going through the pain of whether you're breaking up or you learn more. You definitely do.
Yes, yes, you do. And that and like you were saying about, your husband being the soulmate. And yes, he had that energy to draw you in and awaken you to self. And it may, and sometimes, it takes us 20 years, 10 years, you're always where you're supposed to be, because the journey doesn't end until you transcend. So every day, you'll manifest different things, and you're never done manifesting, because even when you get what you want, there'll be more contrast that comes in your life and say, oh, I want this different, so it never
Mm-hmm.
ends,
Exactly.
so you're always in this position to be able to grow and learn. And so I just think like I have a newfound appreciation, for the romantic soulmates and twin flame journeys, and I used to walk around like, this sucks. Why would I go through something like this? I don't want this. This isn't fair. And now I've gained just such an appreciation for it, because how it brought me to self. There was this one last piece, that I just wasn't getting, one last piece of my healing. And it was such a shadow, I just wasn't aware. And that relationship brought it out and smacked me in the face with it. And it was like, hold up, you love yourself, you know your self worth. What are you doing? Why are you allowing this? And I mean, I did things I'd never done before. And I was just like, why are you doing this?
You know
And
what? Anne made a great point though, and it's true. The triggering and mirroring is it's no joke. It's true.
yes, yes.
I
And we
mean, it's
mirrored
like you
each
met
other.
yourself. It's like you met yourself.
Yes,
It's
yes.
like
And
you
see,
met yourself.
so yeah, so I have this weird thing where I can look in people's eyes and I can like see your soul. And what I think it is, I've realized this year that I think what I'm seeing with people is all of their hurts. So I'll see you as a child, I'll see different moments, in your life, and different things that may have hurt you. And this was so different with the twin flame, When I looked in those eyes, I was like, whoa, it was like I saw myself inside myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking at my lower self. I was looking at what I used to be. And I was like, wow. And it's like, sometimes I want to hate you and wish I never met you, but I can't.
Yeah.
Because to do that would be wishing that I never met myself, and I have to love
Yeah.
all parts of myself and I have to love you unconditionally. Now, I still have to have boundaries, though. I have to love me unconditionally first. And what I have discovered is that when you really do get to that place of that self love, you cannot bring these hurt and low vibrational people, like how we like to go saving everybody. You can't bring those people into your close circle of love. It is uncomfortable for you both when the vibrations are so differently. The
Yeah. It's like you're on a different wavelength.
Yes, and you cannot embrace them. When they're in a lack of self-love and you are in self-love, you can't even, like, the darkness is always drawn to the light, but you can't even attract that to you and want that anymore. And so
That's
that
exactly what I meant about what was I thinking about the connection I was obsessed with.
right,
Now that I look back, I'm like, what was I even thinking? Like, where
right.
was I going with that?
What did I really want?
Yes.
And so I was able to, like, really realize that I had abandonment issues from my mother, and that was why I didn't want to lose the connections with people.
Mm-hmm.
Because those connections, that type of love that I felt for romantic partners and friends, it was a similar love that I felt for my mother, and so it was, and like coming to terms with that and realizing, because I had no idea that, certain events had actually like left scars, like I was really traumatized by it, so much so that I went through life hiding, all of who I am in order to be accepted. And I did that until my soul started to scream and I could not live and not be fully who I am. And it was just, damn, who doesn't accept me because I do, and
Mm-hmm.
let go
Absolutely.
of all the friends, over 20-year friendships that
That's
I
what
had.
I have done.
Yeah, I totally agree. And that's the problem. So many people try to camouflage things when
Yes.
there's no reason anyone has to camouflage anything. You should love yourself. You should be happy with who you are. Maybe you're not happy with the circumstances you're in, whatever, but your own being, you should be happy with. That's the number one thing. Self love. I totally agree with self love.
Yep. I mean, and that is the journey. Like at the end of the day, we start out as children, and from the moment you're born, like you're taught things that pull you away from your inner being, your soul, your
Absolutely.
higher self.
Absolutely.
And so the journey is getting back to that alignment, back in touch with your higher self, because your higher self does have the unconditional love, and you will notice, like, it changes in how you view people and their actions. Not that I'm not bothered sometimes by things people do, but I rarely get my feelings actually hurt by anything.
Yeah, you
This
shouldn't take it personal what people do because it's all within them is why they do it.
Right. And I realized that, even with the twin flame, like the choices that were made had nothing to do with me. I was 100% wish fulfillment. I came in with straight up earth angel energy, and I was damn near perfect from beginning to end. And I look back and I'm just proud of myself, because it's one thing to, you know, feel a certain way, feel like your vibration is as such, but to be actually put to the test and to have this person like deliberately lying, and you're so, I'm so intuitive and so tapped in that I know you're lying before you even
Mm-hmm.
started lying, and so it's like, but for me to never, like, it never entered my mind to cross that line into darkness, like, name calling, or, just, oh, you ain't ish, or this, none of that. It was always just kind of like, wow, you really are broken, and you really
Yeah.
need to heal. And I need to get the hell away,
Yes.
because I need to heal apparently because we mirror each other, So I think we both got some issues here, but that's, and then like being able to look back now and just have this like sense of peace and, have just surrendered to divine timing, to divine, because this is something, this situation, only divine could work this out.
Yeah, there's no
Like,
other way, right?
right. Like it's so
Absolutely.
crazy, and so,
Absolutely.
and just going forward, with my life and, putting myself out there again, to find my soul tribe, and I'm open to, now I'm not looking for romance. I'm just open to it if it happens. I'm definitely not closed to it, but I'm mainly just like looking for my soul tribe of friends again,
Absolutely.
for this vibration. I had my friends for the other vibration that I outgrew, so I also,
Okay.
so now I'm looking for my tribe for this vibration that I'm on now for the rest of my life, Um,
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, sorry, I feel like I've been like talking a lot. I do that.
People
Oh, that's
people that
okay. It's
will
fine.
evolve with you.
Yeah, yeah. And if they're and that's what I say. If they're supposed to, be on this journey with me, they'll come with me or they'll fall off.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
and I've been seeing that in my life, those last few remaining people, how they are like growing with me. I have been able to talk so many people around me into beginning to meditate,
Yeah.
because that is really the first step to connecting with yourself. You know,
Yes.
When you know who you are and you're honest with yourself, and you that's when you really understand things. When you're honest with yourself and you're not trying to judge anybody, and you're an example. But you gotta be an example to yourself first before you can be an example to anyone else. You know what I mean?
exactly, exactly. So it's a beautiful thing for me to be able to tell them like, hey, meditation and did this or that for me, and for me to be able to convince them to at least try it once. And they're calling me or texting me like, "Oh man, I feel great today. I tried it. Like, thank you so much. Thank you so much."
Hey,
And I'm
wait,
like, "Yes,
you know what, too,
yeah,
though? I mean, if we don't make the mistakes, that they're obviously there for a reason, but the key is we got to learn from them. And that's
we
a lot of
gotta
people don't
learn."
do. People don't
Yeah,
learn from them. They make the mistakes, but then they keep repeating the cycle. You got to learn from those mistakes. Now,
right.
how many times are you going to let a dog bite you that you're trying to pet before you stop trying to pet the dog? You know what I mean?
Exactly. And so that, and see, a lot of times that's where the shadow work comes in. Because there's a reason why you won't stop petting the dog. Like, it's insanity at this point because you're doing the same
Exactly.
thing and expecting a different result. So why would you do that? Is petting dogs, was that the only way you were shown attention?
Exactly.
So and that's the thing, we do repeat the cycles. We will date the same person in a different body for
Exactly.
years,
Yes.
over and over, until you get it, and get what it is in you that needs to be healed. And 9 times out of 10, it's something like in your childhood, teenagehood, or young adulthood, because we seem to be more affected by things, the younger that we are. Like, stuff sticks with us, and we develop this pattern, which is really just like a defense mechanism. So all of the patterns, if you really think about a lot of the things that we do, is really just because we want love. We want the love that's already inside of us that we can't give to
Exactly.
ourselves. So we look outside of ourselves in every direction for that self love to validate us as being worthy
When
of
we
being
had it
loved.
the whole
We
time.
had it the
That's the
whole
thing. That's
time.
the thing. So many people won't allow the pain of personal growth. They're scared of it. And you have to go through it. You have to allow it. You have to accept things for what they are and know that, hey, I'm a good person. It doesn't matter what A, B, or C says about me. I know what I am. But, like I said earlier, words are triggering. When people say things about people, they tend to believe it. And you just don't have to believe it. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes, yes. Talking that good stuff, Pino. I like it. I like it.
Well, it's I hate to see when people, I can't do this or I can't do that. You can do whatever you want to do. You know,
Hmm.
there's no one that can tell you any other way that if you want to do something, you can do it. I mean, everyone has. I believe that we all have our own destinies put out by a higher power for us, whether it's the universe or whatever God you believe in or whatever religion you are. But it is true. I mean, deja vu. Do you ever experience deja vu? I experience it all the time. Like
Oh
I've done this
yeah.
before. I've been here before, and I've never been to this place, but I know I have.
Right. Yep. Yes. I feel like we're. I'm telling you, I have like dreamt like my whole life for like 10 years. And I would have these constant, but the dreams won't be 100% clear. So I would have like these constant deja vu moments. You know, it's believed that, well, I
Oh,
mean,
let
we
me go
we
get
kind
her.
of know time isn't real. We can kind of see the illusion of that. But there's a time and space continuum where everything is happening at the same time all the time. Past, present, and future are all happening at the same time. And so that is believed to be the reason for the deja vu. Very,
Jill, hold on one
very
second.
interesting.
Jill, do you want to come on, honey? I'll send you the link. I forgot to even ask
Yeah,
you.
come on, Jill.
Yeah, she can have my spot and I'll listen to y'all.
My little schnookums, my Jill. Actually, Jill has a channel too. Everyone, everyone knows probably, right? But it's Nafong Pei Tarot. Um, you can go check her out. Jill, you can put the link in the room if you would like to. Hold on a second here. Let me just put that in there for Jill. If she wants to come on, she's more than welcome to come on. My Jilly Bean. Jilly Bean. That's your new nickname, Jilly Bean. I like it.
I like that. That's too cute. I love it.
My little Jilly
Jilly
Bean.
bean. I love it. I love it. Yeah, you can. Okay.
Oh, you don't want to talk tonight? Jilly Bean? Jilly Bean. That's your
Okay.
new handle. That's your new handle, Jilly Bean. You like it, Jill? Jilly Bean.
I'll definitely be there tomorrow. It's awesome.
I'm surprised Linksy didn't come in. I'm surprised Linksy didn't come in. She knows if Jill's not on, she'll come over here to chit chat. But I'm glad that we had this conversation. And Marley, I hope that you enjoyed it. I mean,
Yeah,
Yes.
I have definitely enjoyed, this is one of my, my favorite topics. I mean, hell, I made a whole YouTube channel talking about it. That's how
yeah,
much I,
yeah,
how much I definitely,
yeah.
enjoy it. You
Because let's
know,
be honest, the universe it's a funny thing. It's a funny thing.
yes, it is. But it's awesome though. It's awesome. And discovering who we are, which really just remembering who we are. We don't have souls, we are souls having a physical conscious experience. We are experiencing our own consciousness, our own energy in a physical way. That's why our thoughts manifest like that.
Absolutely.
That's why we have so much power like
Yeah.
that. So
I,
this
t-
is pretty cool.
I tell you, I try to not have bad thoughts about anyone because I've had some weird stuff happen when I've had bad thoughts about people
You
or
too.
things, and
Oh,
then like it happens to them. So I
yes.
try to totally not ever think bad about anyone or
Yes. Yes. Oh man, yes. And it has scared me. And it's like ever since like meeting that twin flame, all of my spiritual gifts that I've always had, they just magnified to like really like a scary point for me initially, and just having things happen immediately, just the thought process, and I'll think something about somebody or say it out loud, and boom, it goes and happens, and I'm like, oh, this is not cool. Okay, great power, you have great responsibility. I said, this is why I always stood in the way of my own growth because I knew that I would have to change on a whole other level too, because it is a responsibility. And you do have to be, very careful, you know.
Absolutely, you have to be very careful because, again, getting back to what you said, thoughts and whatever you put out there, you know what I mean. It's sometimes it listens, maybe a little too much, but I try to live my life and just, hey, I'm me, I'm doing my thing, and I try not to hurt nobody, I try not to cross nobody. But I'm at the point in my life now that, like I said earlier, if I start with if I see the red flags or this, and I'm just not going to deal with it. I just don't deal with it.
Right.
I'm not going to deal with
Yep.
the nonsense. I'm not going to deal with, you know, and it's funny because you say, your twin flame and you went on that twin flame journey. I don't think I have. I mean, maybe I have, but I don't know. Mm-mm.
Oh, I think you would know. You probably would know if it was a twin flame. You probably definitely had a soulmate though.
No, I've met someone that's just like me, and
Oh,
that was
okay.
pretty damn aggravating. I tell you that. That was pretty tough to deal with. Deal with another one of me.
Yeah, I know,
I
right?
thought they broke the mold with me.
No, they had more work to do.
Yeah,
And
they
see,
had.
like the major difference is
I'll be right back.
okay. Should I keep talking or?
Yeah, go for it. I'm listening like a
Oh.
little Scorpio I am. Taking it all in.
Well, I was just saying that the major difference with like soulmates and the twin flame, it's the core frequency of your soul is exactly the same. And when it comes to soulmates, the core frequency of your soul is extremely similar. So you will like mirror them sometimes. You will have the same trajectory in life with soulmates. All of my friends were soulmates, and the people that are still left are. And I have one friend that is going through, a romantic situation that mirrored my twin flame journey. And it's just really interesting, the divine timing of us reconnecting again. And she's going through something similar, and I probably would have not made it through that situation as well as I did had I not been connected to her at that time and seeing what she had already been through.
It was like she
And
was sent to you at the time to help
yes,
you.
yes. And it was somebody, and what I needed most was somebody that could actually understand what I was going through, this almost craziness. And I've never ever been that way, And so it was very comforting, and I needed that. I needed someone to bounce ideas off of, to help me process these overwhelming like emotions, and just getting in touch with myself in a deeper way and everything. And so it was like, as I discovered things, I was able to like share with her as soon as I realized, like, oh, this is some childhood wound. Oh no, we are
Right.
not about to let some stuff that, happened 40 years ago,
Yeah, childhood drama really
Yeah,
is
And I
it's
a
a,
know that
crazy
I have
thing.
more healing to do because I literally can tell, like, I'm aware of the fact that it scares me that I feel too deeply. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I have fear wrapped around that.
Not being able to control your emotions with someone is the scariest thing ever. Not
Yes,
not to being able to control how you feel about someone. It makes you feel vulnerable. It's
yes,
so
Yeah.
it's so vulnerable. And me, I'm not a sharer. I don't share how I feel, and it's a bad thing. I keep it all inside, and I probably shouldn't.
mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
I probably shouldn't. I know I shouldn't,
I'll get it in the
but
morning.
I have it in my head that if I show how I feel, if I show weakness, someone can use that against me, and that goes back to everything you've been through in
Yes.
life.
And I always blame, like, this is the way I do it in my mind, not out loud, but I'll be like, well, I'm a Scorpio, so I feel deeper than they do. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
not going to let them know. That's so weak, but that's the way I am.
Yeah,
I'm like, well,
yeah.
I'm a Scorpio. I have intense emotions. They'll never be able to feel to the capacity I feel, so I can't let them know. Like,
Mm-hmm. And
oh Jesus.
you feel so deeply, not just because of the Scorpio. It's because you're an empath. All
Mm-hmm.
empaths, feel things, very deeply, love very hard, very, very passionately, and especially when you're a healer as well, you definitely, love deeply, you want to help everybody, want to heal
Yes.
everybody, and it's a hard one, it's a hard battle sometimes, like you're battling with yourself,
Exactly.
to actually love yourself, and it's, so you can get a little lost in there,
Yes.
and that healing is very, layered, so the thing that is okay, my mother abandoned us for a couple of weeks, and then she died when I was a teenager. I didn't even know that I felt abandoned by her death, too, and
Yeah.
so it's like, okay, well, she's gone and she's with me energetically, very much so this year. And it's like, okay, well, that happened and I'm still here. And that it goes back to that trauma or that wound being so deep that it did leave a scar on me. But now that I am aware of it, it is no longer depicting how I move in my friendships and in my relationships. It doesn't depict how I feel about myself. Yes, I can
Mm-hmm.
I can give it acknowledgement. If I feel like I want to cry about it, I can cry about it, but at the end of the day, the major thing was for me to be aware of that so that I could change the way that I was moving through life and have more fulfilling relationships and be more fulfilled within myself.
Mm-hmm.
I can't ask, and this is so weird to me that we ask people to love us unconditionally through all of our bullshit, but we won't even love our own selves that way.
Yes.
But we want someone else to do it for us. How are they to deem you worthy of that if you don't? We look for
Mm-hmm.
everything, all the self-worth, and it's a programming. We're programmed to look for everything outside of yourself.
Absolutely.
And in this journey I've discovered that all that love I was seeking, it really was within me.
Absolutely, it is, and that's another thing too. Um, People have to learn to do more for themselves, love themselves, be a little selfish if you have to, because if you've given it all to someone else, that's never good. And I see people that give everything to their person, and what do you give yourself at the end of the day? You got to give yourself something, because
Hmm.
if you're in a relationship that's one sided where you're just giving, 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 you're not getting anything in return. Number one, that's not a relationship. Okay, that's not a relationship. Relationship is, forget 50-50. Relationship should be 100-100. You understand?
Yeah.
It shouldn't be 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
And people say, oh, you got to put 50-50. No, you put 50% effort in. If I put 100, you should put 100. You understand? 50-50 is out the window for me. That's at the point of my life is, if I'm giving you 100%, I expect you to give me 100% back. And I'm not talking materialistic anything. I'm talking
Right.
about emotional. I'm talking about,
The
being
energy.
the energy, the vibe. Like, I'm a big reader of vibes, and I can read people's vibes, and I can tell when people are, when things are off.
Yeah.
Like, I can just tell. And if I'm asking you, and you're telling me no, there's nothing wrong, I already know. You understand?
Yeah. I'm the same way.
Yep.
If I have to ask you, hey, what's up,
You
and
should have already
oh,
told
oh,
me.
nothing, you should already told me, because I already know something's wrong. I can
Yeah.
feel it on you. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. People can't stand that sometimes, when they want to keep things from me,
When they
that they
want to be
can't hide
deceitful, yeah. When
anything.
they want to be
Yeah.
deceitful, they
So
can't
it's,
take
how
it.
do you know? How do you know? I'm tapped in. That's what I
I
tell
was
them.
just born with it, I feel
Yes, I
like.
really was, but in order to be able to keep that, those abilities over the years, it was, meditation and, tapping into myself and, all the things that, I've gone through. I mean, pretty much all of the really shitty things that life has to offer us, I've been through them directly, or I've directly witnessed someone go through them, and so with all of that stuff, it was like I never ever completely disconnected from myself. There was always this voice
That little
behind me.
spark, that
Yes,
little bit that was still
yes,
there. deep down
Yes.
inside.
Yes, in the
Yes.
darkest moments, it was still
Uh-huh.
that little piece hanging in there. And so
Mm-hmm.
what I've learned is that everybody is not that fortunate though. Some people there is a complete disconnect and there's a complete separation of the mind, body and spirit.
That's
They
so
are
sad.
yeah, they are literally broken in three different pieces,
Absolutely.
and my twin is. And that was the first time that I was aware of what it was. And then it made me think about all of my friends and all of these other people I encountered that were broken just like that. And I was coming in like, oh, I'm Captain Save 'em. And,
Captain
I'm gonna
Save-A-Ho.
yeah, I'm gonna put them all back together piece by piece.
That's the problem. That's the
Yep,
problem. That's the
yep.
problem. Some
And that was
people, but the people that are broken don't put the effort in to heal themselves, to fix themselves, and you can't do it for them. And every
yep,
one of us, I've tried to do it. I'm sure everyone here has tried to do it, and it
yep,
never works out good. And you end up feeling like, wow, I got used or something. But no,
yep.
they haven't helped themselves. So how are they going to contribute to you when they don't even help themselves to fix themselves?
Exactly.
If you don't self
Exactly.
recognize your problem and fix the problem yourself, you have no business being in a relationship with anyone. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Mm-mm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so many people though don't live by that because we look for those people to make us feel good, about ourselves. A lot of people can't be alone, you
Nine
know.
of Cups reversed.
Oh yeah. Yes. Yes. Telling the truth with that card right there, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And my thing is always this, and I told my twin this, I couldn't be with someone that can't be with themselves, and you can't be my friend either if you can't be with yourself because it's you. What the hell's wrong with you? Out of all the crappy people in the world, you can't be with you. What's wrong with you? I've never been able to like really get that with people. And probably because I've always been like, I am an extroverted introvert.
Yeah,
So I really need my alone time. Like every single day, I have to have some or I'm not okay.
Me
You
absolutely.
too.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
and so I don't get that like people getting depressed, because they're people aren't around them and oh I want a
Oh
boyfriend, I want
no, I might
somebody.
have depressed feelings sometimes, but that's not the reason why. It's people not
Right.
around me. Oh my
Yeah, I
God,
don't
no.
know if I don't know if you've ever noticed this, but if you notice people with the bigger the ego, the harder they crash. Like
Yes.
if their ego isn't being stroked,
It's really
they
fragile.
can't deal with anything. Like they
Yep.
shut down because they need that ego stroking. They
Oh yeah,
need
I've had a few of those because I was always one that when I come in, oh boy, I'm going to love you good. I'll make you feel like you're the only person in my world. And
Same.
and the moment that I have to pay attention to me or something else in my world, they're falling apart. Like everybody would call me Sybil. And so when you have like three people in a row that you've been with that call you Sybil, you gotta take a look at yourself,
you kind of
and
do. Yeah, you
and
kind of do at that point.
and like, okay, wait a minute, am I crazy? But what I realized was that with the level,
True though. She ain't lying.
Sorry.
with the level of love, the way that I was pouring it on them and the way that I would take it back, it literally was like two different people. And I said, oh man, look at what I'm doing. I have to find a balance with this intense passion. Like I love love. I'm a Libra Venus. I love love. And so every time it doesn't work out for me, yeah, boohoo, cry my little tears. And then I'm just like, okay, what do I need to learn? What did I do wrong? What did I do right? And I'm always like, okay, when's the next one coming? Or let me heal some and then the next one can come. So I'm always looking for it to be better next time. And so each time I have opened up more and more of myself, which
Yeah,
caused me to get more in touch with myself and heal more of myself. So I'm grateful for like every one of those relationships and, even the crappy stuff that they did, because it was repeated crappy things happening because I needed to awaken, and sometimes, we attract people that will trigger our insecurities to help us get over that, you know
And so, most
Absolutely.
likely, if you've been alone for a while and you've learned lessons, like the very next one will come in as a test. Don't you believe
Yep.
that?
Yep. Yep.
So, I just need to always remember that.
Yeah, that twin was a test because I was on a real good vibration, and I was just like, I think you're a bot sent here to
Because
destroy
I
me.
feel like
Yeah.
I'm on
Yeah.
this peaceful wave right now. So it's
Yeah,
like that's when
But
I
that's
have to
when it's
show what I
coming.
learned.
what else
Yep.
too though? That you have to realize too, there are certain types of people out there, and I'm sure we've all encountered them that they get off on that. They get off on making someone fall for them, just to kick them around and kick them away.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yes, and that's
It,
why I
it
don't
does
like to
something
feel
for them.
deep for people.
It's not a player. It's something different. It's like they draw you in and then bang, blow it up.
And then, yep.
Yes.
It's self-sabotage it. Well, part of it is, that's actually what happened to me, and part of it was just needing to feel validated, feel worth something. When you're in this low vibration and you don't really know much about like spiritual things, and then you meet this person like me that comes in the door, telling you that you're a soul and you're part of this universe. We're all a part
They
of each
gaslight
other.
you. They gaslight you.
Yeah. And it's like, whoa, who is this person talking all this stuff? So, what ends up happening when they do that, it's because they don't feel worthy of you. So, they try to make you feel unworthy.
Yeah,
And
they want to bring you down to their
it
vibration.
want to bring you down. And like near the end with all the back and forth, I was feeling that. And I said, I really think this mofo
Yeah, you
trying
can
to
never.
break me.
Yeah, you can never feel like that. You have to see it for what it is and recognize it. And well,
Yeah.
if you know yourself and you have enough self worth, no one could do that to you. That's number one.
Yeah, and that was like part of the lesson too, is that like, well, I know who I am, so you're not gonna make me feel less than, especially not about these matrix 3D physical things, money and material things. I've never, don't get me wrong, I like comfort, I like security. But I'm never gonna like purchase something because someone's name is on it. That will never be the reason I buy something. I'll buy it because I like the way it looks,
Mhm.
but I don't care about like the label, the name, and two people that are on completely different pages with that. I don't believe in chasing after money. I believe in manifesting it. I mean, yeah, you go to work and you make money or whatever, but I have to be careful what I'm giving my frequency to, my energy to, and I have to be doing something that I love because then it doesn't feel like work to me.
That
I
is
don't,
why I feel like my job, that is my ultimate thing right now. It's like I have lost, when I say I've lost interest in my job, it's like I feel like I've just, all the air is out of the balloon. Does that make
hmm
sense?
hmm
Like,
hmm Oh, I've been there. I know. Yes.
yes.
No motivation to do it. And it almost drains you and can sometimes put you in a depressive state.
Mm-hmm.
Because you've given so much of your vibration to something that is not enjoyable. And
Yes.
I tried everything, like, hey, it's just a paycheck, it's for survival, you're a single mom, you're good, and it's all okay. And I'll tell you, God just really has like a certain plan and, purpose. And every time I tried to stray away from it, it was just crazy stuff would happen, and the one time that I did get really into that 3D thinking and said, oh, I'm about to chase this money, and boy was I making it. I was, rising high, making a good name for myself and everything, and boom, got in an accident, got hit from behind, cracked up my ribs, couldn't
Oh my
massage like
goodness.
I used to. I still had to work, because I had a kid to
Yeah.
take care of, which was
Same
not easy.
here.
It was not easy. It was very, very painful for months, and I delayed my healing and everything, because I had to keep working. I was on a lighter duty, but it happened right at the time where, I made this big name and everybody's requesting their massages for me. And, the owner of the place, she's hooking me up. And, it was just crazy. And I tried to get into that ego. And that's when that dark night of the soul hit me. And it was an ego death. That's really what happens.
Knock you down,
And
knock you down.
yeah, and it had to die. And so when you literally lose
Everything. That's
everything
what
but
happened to
your
me.
life, I
Yes.
had my life, I had the dog, and I still had the car for a little while. And
My car even freaking blew up that month that I lost my. It was my
oh wow,
Explorer. I had the mom SUV. It freaking blew up. The motor blew up when I was driving to my new
yeah.
job, and I had to get a different vehicle. I even lost my vehicle, bro.
Yeah, yeah, you'll lose everything so that
Yeah.
you can learn what is truly valuable,
Humble
because these
yourself.
Yes.
these material things really are not. They are not what is truly valuable. Yourself and self-love, and vibrating that vibration of love, changing the vibration of this planet.
Yeah.
When whatever we feel internally, we externalize, and then we bring that to us, because that's the energy that we're putting out there. And when we have those shadow wounds that we don't know about, that's why we get these crappy people stamping all over us and hurting
Well,
us.
I just brought you over here, and I'm very glad. So I'm doing all right, right?
Yes, yes,
There you go. There you go. There you go. We,
yes,
we do it all in Kicking It Live.
We're
yeah.
doing all right.
All right, Vino.
Wake up time. I never even asked you. Where are you from?
I am from Chicago originally. I am in Indiana now, though.
Oh, Chicago, Chi-Town.
Yeah, yeah, crazy
Not,
place. Yeah.
yeah, it's not so good now, right? Not so
No,
good,
no,
huh?
not at all. I haven't lived there in about 25 years or so.
So it was still semi decent before you left, right? It got bad
Yeah,
like
it was a
around
little bit
2000.
decent.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a little
2000 it got bad.
decent. And I moved around a lot, so I kind of lived everywhere in the city. I spent the most time though, like actually in the suburbs,
Yeah. Okay.
surrounding the city and stuff like that. And then when my daughter turned 5, there was no way she was going to Chicago public schools,
Yeah, right.
especially not the neighborhood I lived in at the time. So we moved out with the cousin,
Yeah.
and stayed there till I got my own place. And
Indiana's not far, right? Indiana's not
um,
far.
no, not from Chicago. Well, I'm actually right near the Illinois border. So in like 5 minutes, I'm in one of the little suburbs right outside Chicago.
Okay.
It's about 15 minutes if you hop on the expressway, about 15 minutes to Chicago.
No, that's
Yeah.
you're close then. Yeah, you're right over
Yeah,
there.
and it's so that way. When I first moved out here, I did still have family that lived in the city. Now I just have like maybe 3 brothers, and everybody else is in suburbs somewhere.
Yeah.
So it allowed me to still be close, because Chicago, that is where the fun is.
Yeah, yeah.
And I could go and hang out and stuff. Now I haven't been there to hang out since probably 2019.
Yeah.
Um, the violence and stuff, and so
No,
it's
it's
like,
bad. I mean, you see it
yeah,
on the news all the time. I mean, it's really really bad.
and it's nowhere you can go. There used to be certain areas
Yeah, it's
where
all
you
over
could
the place, right?
relatively feel safe, but now it's nowhere you can go. So I've missed out on a lot in Chicago the last couple of years, just, for safety reasons,
Yeah. I
and
had an uncle, a great uncle. He lived in Cicero.
oh, okay. I lived in Lyons, right near Cicero. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Used to be a
Yeah.
lot of Italians in Cicero, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's not anymore though.
Yeah. Well,
It's
this was my great uncle. He died 30 years ago.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's mostly Hispanics over there now. That's pretty much like that's it almost. I wonder, if there's like any other race of people that actually live there, because
Yeah.
that's all you see. And that's all that was there when I was in that area,
I remember
probably about.
I watched a thing about the housing project. It was like famously bad. Cabrini Green, is that what it's called?
Oh, Cabrini. I think I've watched that
Like
documentary. Yeah.
like it was like its own little drug dealing city. Like the cops wouldn't
Yeah.
go in there.
Yeah, but you know what? It's still like that. On the west side of Chicago, the cops are scared of the
Yeah, yeah, the
criminals.
cops wouldn't go in there.
Yeah, it's crazy. Now I'm a South Sider, and
Okay.
so when you grow up on the South Side, you're always told like don't go on the West Side. You know those people are crazy and stuff. And I will say they are different. They even
They are
speak
different.
they speak differently than you do on the South Side. See, Southsiders we were always called bougie and stuck up and stuff like that. And like being on the West Side, I can see why. My brother moved in the heart of the ghetto.
Oh
Like
yeah.
where they built those new houses right in the ghetto. He bought
Yeah.
one of those and was living there with his family. So I would go over there to see him, and he lived right on a busy corner. And oh my gosh, yeah, I was just like, wow. So this is why they told us to stay away. These people are a little different from the South Siders.
Like if I ever go, like I would want to go to Chicago for. I want to go to Wrigley Field. I
Oh
would like to see a
yeah.
baseball game at Wrigley Field.
Oh yeah, now those are fun. Now only thing is that every time Wrigley has a baseball game, there is always drama every single time. We just don't always hear about it on the news because it's small, but
Yeah, but
people
there
get
always is.
really they get so drunk at those games and they start clowning and like not usually like like physical fights,
Yeah.
just like arguing, like loudness. But I mean, you can
Well,
clearly see.
I bet it calmed down a little bit after the Cubbies finally won, though, because they hadn't won for 100
Right,
years. You know.
right. But yeah, the Wrigley games, those are probably like the funnest.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I always got a lot of flack for being a Cubs fan because I'm from the South Side.
Oh yeah, and they're all
But
White Sox fans, right?
right. I mean, I like the White Sox too, but I grew up loving the Cubs.
Yeah. Hey, you like
And
what you like, right?
yeah, my brother and cousin used to tease me so bad. And I like the Packers. I was
Oh
never,
Jesus, in Chicago? Oh boy,
yes, I'm a Packers fan, you
that's like
know.
the biggest rivalry. You kidding me? No,
Oh, yeah.
Green Bay's only like what 100 miles away, right?
Yep, yep, about 100 miles. Yes.
So
You
it's
know,
close.
yeah, I have a sister that lives there, and
Okay.
I decided I was going to be brave. I think I don't remember what year it was, but they were in the Super Bowl, the Packers,
Yeah.
and I decided that I was going to wear like a cheese hat and like
Oh
the
yeah.
jersey around my neighborhood here in Hammond.
Let me guess.
Now,
Let me guess. Would you have a Favre jersey? Brett Favre?
yep, yep, I did. And like people were yelling at me from the cars going
Oh,
down the street. Yeah,
them
take
Bears
that
fans
shit
don't play
off.
around. The Bears.
Take that shit off. And I'm like, whoa, are they talking to me? Like,
Yeah.
wow. I didn't realize that, like people took the sports like so serious like that.
Well,
You know,
that's like the Yankees and the Red Sox rivalry.
yeah.
The Bears, they're the first two football teams, the Bears and the Packers, and it goes back to Hallis and Lambeau, the guys that started them. They didn't like each other, so it just carried on. They hate each other, and they're so close. 100 miles isn't far.
Yeah. Yeah. But I've always loved the Packers and I still do, and I don't care. I still love the Cubs. I love the White Sox too, but I really love the Cubs,
Well, I know you got to be a Bulls fan. Come on, Jordan, you got to be a Bulls fan. You got to
Now
be.
I do like the Bulls. Growing up, I was probably more into the Utah Jazz. Because I
Oh,
really
the
like Karl
mailman,
Malone.
the
Yeah,
mailman, yeah.
Mailman. Yep, yep. And
Stockton and Malone, Stockton to
yeah,
Malone.
Stockton and Malone. Yeah, I had a
Yeah.
big crush on Stockton too. Yeah, he was gonna be my husband. You know, yeah, that was but yeah, I've always I've always stood to the left of center, just always been different and
Yeah.
never went along like with the crowd, you
Well, it's the
know.
same. It's the same thing in New York. Like in New York, you got the Giants. I'm a Jets fan.
Yeah.
I'm a Yankee fan, and you got Mets fans. You know what I
Yep.
mean? We got
Yep.
two hockey teams. There's two of everything in New York.
Yep. That's how it is. Yep. So we have something to argue about all the time.
Absolutely, absolutely. That makes it that much better. But it's funny though. It's both the football teams. Neither one of them are in New York. They're both in Jersey.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They're both in Jersey, so they're not even in New York.
Right. And it's like we're fighting about it in New
Oh
York.
yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Absolutely. I mean, I got family like it. Like no one. I'm like the only Jets fan. Like everyone's a Giant fan.
Oh wow. You're the odd man out.
I am the odd man. You know why I'm a Jets fan? It's a funny story. When I was a kid, I don't know if you remember. They said, when you could buy a football with a T on it for kids, and it was a
Hmm.
Freeman McNeil ball. Freeman McNeil was the running back for the Jets. So that was it. I became a Jets fan. I was like 6 years old, and I became a Jets fan.
Oh,
Yeah, my dad was a Packer fan though, because back in the old days they had Vince Lombardi, so that was it. Italians they love Vince
yes,
Lombardi. They love the Packers.
yes. Yeah, see, and I love the Dolphins because I had a crush on Dan Marino.
Oh, Danny
Um,
boy, never won one.
yeah, never
Greatest
won
quarter,
one.
got the one, but Montana beat him.
Yeah,
Those
you
Niner
know,
teams were good. Yeah. So you got to be
yeah,
around my
so
age. You got to be in your
yeah,
40s then.
yeah, I just turned 44. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, you're my generation then. Yeah. Everything's a little different nowadays.
Man,
I
tell
never
me
seen so
about
many. I never seen so many people get offended by everything. But
it.
whatever, it's what it is.
And it's but I see it like from both sides. That's always been my big
No, I
issue
don't
in
listen.
life
Listen,
is seeing both
me,
sides. We
I'm that way too. I'm the type of person like, but I listen. Everyone can do whatever they want. Free will is free will, right? You know what I mean? But
right,
but when people try to push things on you, it's like, oh, just because you
right.
think that's not mine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and see, the thing is that I notice our generation, we have been desensitized to
We
a
have,
lot, and we don't really realize that. And so, this newer generation, they're coming in more sensitive,
yeah,
really, really to actually change the planet.
yeah,
That's really why they're like that. And like, I get, I don't necessarily agree with all of this cancel culture stuff,
Well,
but
because our
I get it.
our generation, yeah, of course we get it, but our generation, we didn't think about things like that. Like you
Right.
said, we were desensitized to it.
We
We
were
didn't think
just
about things like that.
there were other things going on, and there was just other things to think about and care about. We just wanted
Yeah.
to laugh and have a relief, a little moment of reprieve from life sometimes.
Well, you know what, too?
So
You know what, too, though? I'll tell you what. Technology. We didn't have all
yeah,
this.
yeah,
We would
yeah,
go out and play. We'd have to get called into
yes,
the house. You know what I mean? That's
yes,
and obesity is a problem now because
yep,
kids want to sit and play video games. They don't go out and play like we did.
right.
Our generation was the last to do that.
Yep, and they don't have like the imagination that we had,
Well, because we
because
had to.
right, we had to create games to play, and I remember making mud pies and stuff like that.
Yeah, right.
It's like,
I used to grub worms for fun when I was a
yeah,
kid.
me too.
Playing stickball, playing stickball.
Yes,
I actually asked my nephew one time, and he's got to be 21, 22 now. But this is only a few years back. I was like, hey, you want to go fishing? What? You crazy? I said, what do you mean? Am I crazy? Like, yeah, they don't want nothing to do with that.
yeah, I don't get, like, but you're right. It was technology that, so
Changed everything
yeah, and it's almost like technology desensitized them in a
to
certain way
reality. To
to
reality.
reality, to themselves, really. They don't know how to really communicate, and it's like if somebody wasn't home, you didn't get to talk to them.
Exactly.
You couldn't find me wherever I was. You
Exactly.
waited until they got home.
Well, how about
We,
this? How about this? How about you call someone, they won't answer. You text them, they text you right back.
yeah, what is that about,
It's like they don't want any interpersonal communication. I don't know. I don't get it.
Yes, yes. I don't know. It's a very weird generation, and they're so uninformed. Like we had to go to the library, to
Exactly.
find out
We couldn't
information.
Google it. We couldn't Google it.
Right. And I tell my daughter, like, you have the information superhighway at your fingertips and you don't use it.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I had to teach her and her child's father about Googling things, but you guys are always on your phone,
Yeah.
and it's like, how do you not know? If you don't know something, you can actually, look it up because neither of them knew anything about kids. And I'm like, you can find so much information there,
Absolutely.
and it's like it's right there for you.
Yeah.
How can you not? You have such an advantage that I didn't have. You got people that have posted stuff online how to get a colicky baby to sleep.
Exactly.
We only had like grandmothers and stuff to rely on. So
But
if
we
what
had the
they
be- but we had the best advice though, if you think
yeah,
about
we did. We had the wisdom. We really got
it. And if that's the
wisdom.
sad part, that's the sad part that it's going to die with us.
Yeah, and you remember the way we respected our elders,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
people
that's
who
gone.
hold the world's memories,
Hmm.
and hold the wisdom
Yep.
from those memories.
Yeah.
We had such great respect, like, we didn't curse in front of them,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you got up out your seat on the bus to let the old
Yeah.
lady sit down.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what too? And another thing too, like all these filters, like it's so fake. Like people don't really look like that, and they're so intent on no, that's what I got to do. Like they can't be a normal person anymore. It's like what is wrong? Like,
Yes, yes. Everybody's so worried about what they look like. They're really, damaged a whole generation, and it seeps into, our generation. I blame social media for that,
oh, absolutely.
and it created this need to compare yourself to others. Yeah.
There's a great thing I saw one time, and it's so true. The grass always looks greener on social media, always,
Yes. Yes. And
because no
it's
one ever
like,
gets on social media to tell you how bad they're doing. Everyone's doing great, right?
yep. And I've noticed that those people that post the most of their life are the most miserable ones,
Absolutely.
the most unhappy.
You know what I post? I post jokes or I post inspirational things. That's about
Yeah,
it.
yeah, that's pretty much, all you're getting out of me every now and again. I post the grandchild and me, hanging out because she's my little, sidekick right there. You
Absolutely.
know, and that's about it. When I go and take my walks, I'll post a picture, hey, I'm heading out for the walk, just more so to inspire people to start taking better care of themselves. Like, I announced that I finally let the cigarettes go after 20 years,
Oh God, I'm trying.
just
I'm trying.
just
It's so
to
hard.
inspire others. Yes, it is a
I don't drink booze anymore, and
awesome.
I haven't drank in 6 years. Because a lot of things that happened. But anyways, cigarettes are harder. I'm not
Oh
gonna lie.
yeah. Oh yeah, because your
Start getting
body.
stressed, you light up a cigarette. You see, you know what
Mhm.
I mean? Yeah, it's a tough. And my doctor, every time I go, every 6 months I go for a checkup, and yeah, did you quit? Yeah, he gave me the patch, he gave me the gum, he gave me everything. Once he gave me the Chantix pills, I said, Doc, I don't know, I try to cut down. What do you want me to do?
I've heard the Chantrix.
Chantix, yeah, the pills.
Yeah, yeah, I heard that
But
really worked.
I heard it works, and then I heard some people get like suicidal thoughts and they get terrible dreams. You never know.
Yeah,
Everyone's different,
yeah.
though. That's the one thing about the human body. Everybody's different.
Everybody, yeah, is going to process that medication differently. Yeah, I
Absolutely.
think for me, I honestly just got tired of it because it wasn't something that is truly at the core of who I am. I am a person that has always
I don't
cared
know about where you
about.
are, but 12 bucks a pack is pretty tough too.
Yeah, I mean, the ones I was smoking, they went up. They were 8.92. The last one I bought, and I was just like, this will be the last, because being out here in Indiana, they're cheaper. So when
Yeah.
I first moved out here in 2007, they were like $3 and something.
Yeah.
So for me to be continuously smoking, and they've gone all the way up to almost $9, I was just like, okay, this is
They're
getting
11 something pack here now. 11 something. Like 12, almost
wow.
$12, almost $12.
Yeah, and see,
That's another thing too. Like back in the day, I mean, everything was cheaper. Now it's like they got a tax for everything.
a tax for the liquor too. They tax the liquor as well. Like in Chicago, in Cook County, you pay a city tax and a Cook County tax on the alcohol. And I'm just like, what? Are you serious? Like,
Really?
this is crazy. Yeah. And then the cigarettes are like $12 a pack there, you know. Like, it's ludicrous,
World's
and
gone crazy.
yeah, and I don't know. I just got to a point where it was really kind of after this twin flame experience, because when we met, I was only smoking two a day. By the time we broke up, I was a pack a
Oh
day,
yeah. Well, the stress
and
will do it to you. The stress will
yeah,
do it
and
to
I,
you.
I was just like, you know what? I can't do anything else that hurts me. I
Yeah.
have to stop hurting myself.
Well,
You know,
let's just be honest. We're not getting any younger.
Yeah, that
You know?
too.
I mean,
You
I
know?
mean, we're not old, but technically we are. I mean, these young kids look at us, say, "Oh, you're old."
Yeah, yeah, they think, well, I got plenty of gray hair to prove it, you know.
You know what though? I don't have any. Only on my if my beard on my chin comes in, I get a little gray. My hair, my
Okay.
head, I have no gray. Thank God. Knock on wood.
Wow, you haven't I've had it since I was 15 though.
I think all the years of boozing petrified me or something, preserved me or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
maybe
get
so
people
though.
that I get people now. I've been sober 6 years. You know how many people tell me like you look so much better now than when you were 28 when I was drinking.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That, but like
I take care of
alcohol and
myself better.
yeah, it does like age people. You know,
Very
they look.
depressant too. It's a depressant too.
Yeah, it's very much a depressant. Yes, you get those people that get drunk and cry. You know,
Oh,
I
because you
can't
ever
do it.
notice you ever notice whatever mood you're in, you add alcohol, you're either gonna if you're happy, you become really happy. If you're
Yep.
sad, you become
Become
really sad.
really sad. I realized that with people because you got one time to hang out with me and get drunk and cry or want to fight, and we will
Yeah,
never hang out again.
that's
Because
it.
for me,
Party's over.
it's always been happy hour. So alcohol has always just amplified my natural personality. So
Yeah,
now I have no inhibitions. When I'm drunk, I want to hug
yeah.
everybody and I
Well,
want to tell them I love them.
you can tell you got a good disposition about you. You're happy go lucky. You got a good vibration. You can tell that. Right? That's the way you come off right away. You know.
Yeah, and I've always been that way. You know,
Yeah.
they actually thought I got high in high school because they
You're
was
always
just
so
like,
happy and just
yeah,
hey,
they was
what's
like,
up?
why they used to call me Miss Chipper, you know, like why are you so chipper all the time? You know, and it was like
See,
and it
see, there's something. There's something. You just said chipper. Like that's something from our generation. You say it to one of
yes,
these kids, they won't know what the hell you're talking about.
yes, they will not know chipper. You mean a wood chipper?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they would have no. They'd Google it, wood chipper. Yeah, yeah, they would have no. They'd have no clue what the hell you're talking about.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
right? Oh my God, yeah.
But you
It's
know what? The one thing I did try that was most effective for me that I still use, they have these nicotine pouches now where you put this little pouch in your mouth and you stick it in between your gum and your lip at the top.
kind of
And
like one of those old tobacco things, like they used to do, the pouch
yeah,
tobacco thing.
yeah, and it has the nicotine, but you can get it like in 2 milligrams, 4, 8,
So it's kind of
but
like an oral. It's like the patch, but an oral thing.
right, right. And that is, I tried everything out there that they have to offer. And that was the only thing that actually worked for when my body started craving the nicotine,
Yeah,
because eventually your brain will produce it on its own and you won't have that craving. But it
yeah.
takes at least 21 days. So,
And you breathe better and everything, right? You smell
oh,
better.
yeah,
You smell better
absolutely.
sense of smell and stuff. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And I can do like more things now. And so the only thing I struggle with now is the fact that it was a habit for 20 years. So, every time you do something that's pleasurable, you want to smoke after. So after I eat, just out of habit, I'm looking for a cigarette,
yeah. Absolutely.
like after a shower, like I always love to smoke after my shower, and
Or
so
after
it's
a little "how you doing" time, you know what I
yes,
mean?
yes, exactly. So it's like trying to find something else to do, with myself, you know, d- outside of smoking. So what I started doing was when I get done eating, I won't put a patch in my mouth because I have to retrain myself that after we are done eating, we are just full and we are satisfied. We already got the satisfaction from eating. We don't need the satisfaction of nicotine as well. So
Yeah,
I'll hold off on it for a little bit, And so I was
yeah,
doing like the two a day, for a few. I went back to it after the twin flame thing and I did that for about a month. And then it was just like, I can't hurt me. I have to do something,
yeah,
and it was just like, okay, we'll try these pouches and I'm just going to cut the cigarette out completely. Because the thing was with the 2 a day, like I'm going majority of my day, like not smoking and using the pouches. And so I'm just like, well, what's the difference if I just take the cigarette out and replace it fully with the pouch? So it's just right now the process is retraining my brain not to
Yeah.
run to the
Yeah.
cigarette after something is pleasurable to me, or just out of boredom or
Or
habit.
stress. Or stress.
Stress. Ooh, excuse me. Sorry, I got a little post nasal drip going. But yeah, that's a big thing. Like if the grandkid irritates me for a
Yeah.
minute or whatever,
Want to
I'm
grab a
used
smoke?
to,
Yeah.
running to the window or going outside and, going to smoke or whatever. And I remember going to my room and just kind of sitting here and just like, oh, I look and I don't have the cigarette to run to. And I said, wow, this is different. Processing my emotions without a
Yeah.
cigarette,
Yeah.
processing my irritation,
You gotta learn to deal with
without,
that stuff now.
yeah. And it was like, okay, like, all right, this is
Marley,
weird, but
Marley, do you smoke?
I vape.
You vape.
Hmm.
That's actually worse for you, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
No, I'm not going to preach to you. Let's have it.
Okay.
Don't think I'm going to preach to you. I just say, I know. I've heard it's actually worse than actually smoking a cigarette, though. I've heard that. I don't know if it's
Well,
true or
I
not.
stopped smoking cigarettes so when my kids were babies. Y'all are like my new podcast. I'm in my bed with the cover over my
I
head.
told you it would take Beano to bed. Didn't I tell you
Oh,
that?
it's so beautiful. I love listening to y'all.
I told you you'd take Beano to bed.
yes, you're a cuddle buddy now.
I'm a cuddle buddy now. Yeah. I'm Marley's cuddle buddy over here.
Well, I'm listening to her too, so you can't take all the credit, Bino.
Oh boy, what do we got going on? It's getting juicy in here.
I know, right?
Oh,
Oh
Oh
my
God.
man.
goodness. I'm telling you, I'm surprised no one else. I'm surprised Linksy didn't come in or anything. We got some people in there, but no one's talking. Jilly Bean, Jill said she's still listening. Sarah's still here.
Are they? They're all doing what I'm doing. Probably. They probably have their pillow over their cover over their head, and they're chilling.
They're chilling like a villain, chilling like a villain. Yeah,
Yep.
but not. I tell you, um, but going back to like this generation and stuff. Yeah,
Y'all keep saying this generation and the stuff y'all are talking about. I grew up the same way. So,
no, because you're considered still part of our generation. We're talking about like the 20-something-year-olds.
okay.
You're part of. Yeah, you're 37, but you're still considered Gen X.
Okay.
Yeah. We're talking about like millennials.
Because we
And
drunk out of the water hose and we got our ass beat and all that.
oh, what you can't. The kids don't get hit no more, do they? I got a few ass beatings, boy, when I was a kid. Those weren't too fun either. Hey, now, what's the matter, Jilly Bean? Jill, you want to come on and talk? I'd love to have you on to hear that beautiful voice of yours. I'm gonna put the link for you, Jill, if you want to come on. If you don't, that's fine too. Jill and me are gonna do a podcast too. We're gonna call it Linguini. Linguini. Springer, Maury Springer. Wake up time 369. What is your name though? Because I call you wake up time. Like she muted herself for a minute. She must have walked away. Marley, you going to sleep? You sound like you're falling asleep.
I'm just listening to y'all talk.
Yeah, sound like you're getting a little sleepy over there though.
Yeah, I guess I'm going to go if y'all are done.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna end it soon. I'm calling on 2 hours here.
All right. Y'all be good.
Yes, but okay, everyone. Everyone have a good night. Wake up time. I don't know if she's probably walked away, but you have a good night. It was great talking to you. Hopefully we do this again.
Oh,
Sarah,
I
have a good
muted
night.
it. I'm
Sarah,
sorry.
Sarah, have a good night. Yeah, I'm gonna. It's going on 2 hours, so I'm gonna get off. I think. Um,
Yeah, this
well,
has been
wake up time.
awesome.
Wake up time. What is your name though? Because
Z,
what is it?
Z.
Z. Okay, Z.
Yeah, like the last letter of the alphabet. I mean, it's Azisha, and that
Well,
seems to be pretty difficult for
yeah,
people. So I just go by
Z.
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 Yeah.
Okay, I'll call you Z. A lot of people call me B. That's the second letter of the
Oh,
alphabet.
okay. Look at that. B and
Hey,
Z.
hey, B. Okay. Well, everyone have a good night. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. We had a good time. It was great talking to everybody. Marley, Z, Sarah, Jilly Bean, and left already. Whoever else is here, thank you. Everyone, please like the video. Comment on it afterwards. I appreciate it. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night. Talk to you
All
later.
right.
Bye-bye.
All
Bye.
right. Bye.
Bye-bye.